In this video, we will talk about how to determine if two angles are coterminal. So here's the rule of thumb. Two angles are coterminal if the difference between them is a multiple of 360 degrees. So let's check out a couple examples of how to use this rule of thumb. Example 1 says, determine if the angles 160 degrees and 880 degrees are coterminal. So what we can do is take the larger angle, 880, and just subtract the smaller angle of 160. And we'll see if we get a multiple of 360. So we'll say 880 minus 160. Let's see what we get. 0 minus 0 is 0. 8 minus 6 is 2. 8 minus 1 is 7. So 880 degrees minus 160 degrees is 720 degrees. We just want to know, is this a multiple of 360 degrees? Or another way of saying that is, if we divide 720 by 360, do we get an integer? Yes, we do. 720 divided by 360 is 2. So we get a nice integer as an answer. So we would say that yes, these two angles are coterminal. Now, what that actually means is if you were to graph 160 degrees, it would look something like this. So the terminal side would be right here. So remember, here's 90 degrees. Right here is 180 degrees. So 160 is somewhere like right here. And if we were to also graph 880 degrees, so one full time around a circle is 360. Another full rotation around a circle is 720. And then if we go another 160, we land right here at 880 degrees. So we'll find that 160 and 880 have the exact same position of their terminal side of their angle. So that's what we mean when we say two angles are coterminal. All right, let's try example number 2. This says, determine if the angles negative 325 degrees and 415 degrees are coterminal. So once again, we'll pick the larger angle and we'll subtract the smaller angle. Now, in this case, we're saying 415 degrees minus a negative 325. So when we subtract a negative value, that's the same as adding a value. So really, this is the same as plus 325. So let's see what we get. 5 plus 5 is 10. So we'll put the 0 here, the 1 up here. 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. And 4 plus 3 is 7. So the difference between these two angles is 740 degrees. So is this a multiple of 360? Well, if we divide it by 360, if you put that into a calculator, you get about 2.0555 and on and on and on. So we find that 740 degrees is not a multiple of 360 degrees. So in other words, these two angles are not coterminal. Because remember, this number is not an integer, so we'll say no for this one. So those were just a couple quick examples of how to determine if two angles are coterminal.